I didn't see you there. Our story begins very long ago, about, I think 5 days ago, really, with a man named Dick Bottomburner.
Hi, I'm Dick Bottomburner. No one respects me. No one likes me. So if I kill someone, then maybe they'll respect me.
So Dick, in his infinite wisdom, decided to murder someone because he's Dick Bottomburner.
Hey Gavin, how you doing? Hey, we gotta record that Aquaman review. It's like we're kind of late. Everybody's already reviewed this shit. We gotta get this over with, man. Come on, let's go. What? Hello? Hey, you. Holy shit, you're dead? Fuck yeah!
So Dick Bottomburner murdered someone because he's Dick Bottomburner. And in fantastic Dick Bottomburner fashion, he celebrated the occasion. What a Dick Bottomburner.
Honey, what's wrong? Oh, Dick Bottomburner is on a killing rampage. Honey, you sound like a lot like me today. What is this? Oh, I'm just frightened for my life. Well, you want to have sex or?
And we were saved by one of the most unlikely of heroes. Of all heroes, it was a hermit crab. A hermit crab named Death Megatron 3000.
Look at me. I'm so cool. I've murdered so many people. Everyone's scared of me. Everyone respects me. I'm You hear me? I'm the goddamn Alright, you better respect me too, people listening to my monologue right now. I'm tired of all this goddamn that you put me through. I'm so like the guy from The Incredibles, except a lot cooler. A lot cooler.
Oi, dickhead! Yeah, I'm talking to you, so yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to fucking sleep and you never stop fucking talking. Shut the fuck up!
Hello, you!
I'm fucking Death Megatron 3000, and you better respect me, you fucking asshole. You see, people like you get no respect, you know why? Because you're a fucking Shut the fuck up, you fucking asshole. You never stop talking. Every fucking day I hear people saying, oh, I never get respect. Oh, why don't people respect me? You know why they don't respect you? Because you're a fucking girl.
Are you here to protect the people? Are you the superhero from The Incredibles?
I don't give a fuck about Pixar. In fact, the new Incredibles sucked ass, you fuck. Don't even mention that in front of me.
Alright, you know what? If I murder you, then everyone's going to respect me.
Alright, here we go, you fucking bitch. I'm about to beat the shit out of you.
Come here!
Yeah, no, he is him up. That's how we end our story. By the valiant effort of Death Megatron 3000 to absorb a water tornado up his butt and then spew it back at Dick Bottomburner, defeating him and defeating himself.
Hey!
Is it recording?
Yeah! So we just saw Aquaman.
We got these.
We got
awesome
these.
things.
Hell yeah, dude.
With that out of the way, I'm gonna take this off so I don't kill myself during this review. Okay, we saw Aquaman yesterday. We'll give our thoughts on it. What did you think?
Oh, this is funny. This is a good one. This is a good one.
It was hilarious. Okay. Here's the thing.
It's really bad.
It's very bad, but it's not bad in the sense of like Man of Steel
Where
or
it's like
Suicide
annoying.
Squad, Batman v Superman, where you just can't find any enjoyment out of it. You're just kind of sitting there and you're just like, why am I watching this? I can just watch a good superhero movie right now, you know?
It's purposely bad, kind of.
Yeah.
In a way. In other ways, it's just bad sometimes.
I'm just gonna say my 3 negatives right out of the gate because they're just very simple. The acting, the dialogue, or just the script in general, and some of the special effects were absolute trash. were laughably bad. Which again, it's a really fun game to see what they chose to be bad, because you can totally tell James Wan, the director of the film, he wanted specifically some stuff to be bad.
Yeah.
You could tell. I mean, it was so obvious. But then there were other parts where I was like, okay, this is kind of like, I don't know where you draw the line here. You know what I mean? Like, some of this stuff was actually bad, and it was bad in the sense where it wasn't enjoyable. It was more distracting, and it kind of annoyed me at times. Mm-hmm. So, I guess what were your negatives? Are you kind of in the same boat as me? No pun intended.
Kinda. I think the acting didn't actually bother me that much throughout the movie. Some of the dialogue, though, was completely superhero, big action movie. They don't know anything about emotions. Bad. And the special effects, I think the monsters were really good. But some of these special effects they used where they're trying to make something look real, it looked like worse if they just left it alone.
Yeah, we're not gonna spoil the movie, but a good example of that is like right in the beginning, Aquaman's dad. They did like a flashback. This is the very beginning of the film. He looked terrible because they tried to make him younger. It was like a flashback when he was a baby.
The prequels, guys. Remember all the CGI clones? That's actually what he looks like.
He looks like a CGI clone.
He looks like the fake CGI clone that they had in the background and stuff. Because he's Jango Fett, so.
And I was dying laughing. You could vouch for me here. Literally, there were tears coming out of my eyes.
We were both, our faces were like so soaked with tears. We were like crying so hard. This movie actually made us laugh so hard.
It was so funny. It was so funny. And it was the completely opposite direction of any DC movie we've ever seen before, where they take themselves so seriously. I think maybe Suicide Squad was like the jokiest DC movie, but we know how that turned out.
So that's it? What, we some kind of Suicide Squad?
Aquaman was fucking amazing. I love the shit out of him.
Really?
He was just so hilarious. It was so funny. He doesn't even seem like Aquaman in the movie, which is actually an unintentional, interesting development of his character. He kind of becomes an Atlantean being by the end of the movie, and at first he's just kind of like a human, but like he's Superman. Literally, the first time we see him, he's like lifting up the boat like he has infinite strength. He gets shot in the face.
Yeah.
It's like someone goes like this, like an inch away from his face. He just goes like this. It was so funny. I was just dying laughing because they just portray him as to be so badass.
I think the best comparison is like, okay, if you've seen Dragon Ball Z, if you've seen the first couple episodes when Raditz comes in and lands, you know how he's just walking around just killing everybody? That's kind of how Aquaman is. He's just completely invincible, badass, but it's hilarious. It's not like Lucy, where it's super boring and you're like, okay,
they try to make it some kind of scientific thing.
Yeah, is this guy ever, is Scarlett Johansson ever going to get hit or something like that? Yeah. It's not like that. It's hilarious.
Like, literally, really he gets shot with a missile.
Exactly.
And nothing happens. It's hilarious.
And the Dragon Ball Z comparisons just keep going from there. I mean, you have the... I mean, he's shirtless for half the movie, and he's like
and I wish
ripped.
The girls were shirtless too.
You got yelling every 10 seconds.
Yeah. Okay, that was weird but funny at the same time. It was so
funny. You could tell that was on purpose.
Yeah, everyone just goes ah! Like that. They don't go ah! They go ah! Like it's in the upper register. I don't understand.
Yeah. There's literally an explosion like every 15 minutes. I'm not even joking, without fail.
Yeah.
It actually surprised us when there wasn't. I remember we were like, hey, there's gonna be another one there.
Yeah.
And then it didn't happen. We're like,
wow.
Whoa. You know, if you want to do a drinking game of every explosion that happens, you're gonna be knocked out. If you read the comics, which I actually read the Aquaman, the New 52 run for Aquaman, the Trench, which was a great story in the comic books. The Trench was done awesome in this movie. They were very scary when they came out. I mean, you felt tense, and you could totally owe that to James Wan. I mean, he's a horror expert.
It was beautifully shot, that scene as well. Amazing.
Very beautiful shot,
and the special effects in that were great. That part of the movie,
exactly, they were great, and I probably could give that to like the darker lighting. Another positive I have for the film was Black Manta. He's a signature Aquaman villain, and he was great in the film. He kind of gave me the Winter Soldier feel whenever he's like on screen. You just feel the presence, his dangerous presence.
It's like Aquaman versus him every time he's on screen.
Exactly,
like Captain America: Winter Soldier.
And you could totally feel like, okay, this guy is like Aquaman's nemesis right here. The guy who played him, I think it was Kevin Hart. The guy who played him did a great job of kind of giving out that like overacting, muscly,
like stupid villain.
Yes.
You know, he's just so hateful that it gets in the way.
Yeah, you know, I said acting was kind of a knock, which in a way it was, but also it was, a lot of times they were overacting, which was weird. It kind of went with the film. It was weird. I think, you know, maybe it was just the dialogue that was getting me. at points. To go back on negatives here, Aquaman and Mara's relationship, I was very disappointed by, because they are a badass couple in the comics as well, and in this film, they were fucking awful. I mean, the writing here for the romance was just the most cliched trash I have ever seen in a movie. It was terrible. And on top of that, another weird editing thing that I was surprised James Wan let by was the music. There was a strong usage of music in this film where there was really never a quiet moment that I can think of. That just was like so distracting at points. I mean, there were times when they were trying to like have a funny banter, Mara and Arthur, and they were just like, oh yeah, like, ha ha ha, you look funny, ha ha, you look funny. And then you have this weird music like dum 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 dum.
Yeah,
dum.
like
It was
as if it's a comedy.
Yeah, it's like those G-rated comedies where like it's telling you, hey, you're supposed to laugh at this part, okay?
It's supposed to be goofy.
Yeah, that's what it was, and it was so distracting and annoying. And I was literally like this. And then those scenes lasted like a good 3 to 4 minutes, and like that was just stuff that could have just been removed from the movie entirely. I mean,
The 80s remixes.
okay, so this I knew about this song before the film came out because I saw Fantano's video on it, but the Aquaman song with Pitbull and the other random ass chick it's terrible. It is terrible. It is god awful. It is the worst song of the year. Don't listen to it, and if you have, I'm sure you've blown your ears out like I have, because it is terrible. And of course, when I was listening to it, I was like, okay, if the movie's going to be like this, I'm going to kill myself. Thank God it wasn't, but when they had to put the stupid song in there, because it was like the lead single for the album of the movie, they plugged it in there, and it was the most unfitting music I could have ever seen.
It was the most irrelevant song at that point in the movie. And
Yeah.
they put it in there for like 30 seconds.
Thank
and
God
then
it was only 30 seconds.
I was like, what? They put like 4 words from Pitbull, and then they played the Africa chorus.
Yeah.
And that was it.
And then that was it. Thank the Lord. The music choices were terrible, and the Pitbull one wasn't really the only bad one. I mean,
There were multiple 80s remixes.
and then
Like
there
dubstep
were,
almost?
yeah, there were some weird techno parts in the soundtrack. Mara's theme was absolute garbage. Whenever it came up when she was like doing something actiony, it was just terrible. So something that I credit to James Wan, which was, as I said before, some effects were terrible, some effects were great. This is one of the great ones. Were when they were underwater, the Atlanteans themselves, they looked great, and they were just talking like they were actually Atlanteans, and it made me believe that because they would, and it looked practical too as well, which was very surprising to me.
Yeah, the green screens did not look bad either.
No,
Typically, a lot of movies fail on that because you have to get lighting, specific lighting for green screen. They actually made it look like they were incorporated into the scenery rather than like in front of a green screen.
and Atlantis looked great, unlike Wakanda, which was the most boring, futuristic, generic trash I've ever seen. I'm sorry if you like Black Panther, that's great for you, but I do not like that movie. So
A problem that people had with superhero movies in the past are that they follow a formula to map out your movie and your story, and you're supposed to hit certain beats, and you're supposed to have certain things at certain times, and then modern movies aren't even following that formula, let alone be original. So I kind of credit this movie to at least follow the formula, where they had an action scene at this point, an action scene at this point, it was a certain length, and it worked. At least it worked. A lot of these, especially DC, they just don't, I don't know, it's like you could be unique and cool and make a great movie, or you could follow a formula and make a lot of money. They're not doing either.
Yeah.
But for this movie, they finally did one of them, and it worked. So
Exactly.
I credit that for them at least paying attention to what audiences are craving.
And look, we're not saying this film is amazing or anything. We seem to be praising it a lot.
I know
We're just kind of praising the mediocrity of this film. As we said before, there were some great parts. There were actually some awesome parts, like the underwater stuff. But that doesn't make this movie like an amazing experience or anything. It's really not an experience. It's just a film you go watch just to have a good time.
Yeah, you're really not going to walk out of this with a headache, which is a thing that I can't say for a lot of these types of movies.
Especially
so that's
the DC
why,
ones.
Yeah.
Without fail, every single one before this is giving me a headache. Wonder Woman, I think, was obviously like a step up from the other trash that DC has come out with, but I didn't think that movie was that great either.
I think Aquaman is the best DC movie so far.
Yes.
Easily for me. And then also Night Owl did not fit at all.
Yes, so that's I think probably our last major point. Ocean Master or Ocean Man.
Aquaman's bro.
Yes, he is a great villain in the comics. But in this film, he was just like
He was almost non-existent, I think.
his motive was totally understandable, and I appreciated that. Because really, if you think about it, if I was one of the Atlanteans and I didn't know shit about humans, I didn't have any connection with any humans, I'd probably think the same thing as Ocean Master.
Actually,
here.
yeah, it's kind of fucked up when I think about it. Like, Aquaman is wrong in this movie.
He was somewhat wrong. I mean, to be fair, it's never really the moral right thing to go to war and kill everybody for anything, really. But it was understandable. We can't really review this film without talking about the teenager scene in the film. The teenager Arthur flashback is the funniest scene I have seen all year. You cannot give me a scene funnier than that shit, okay? There is no fucking scene funnier than that.
At this point, I really felt bad for the people sitting next to us.
Dude.
Because I actually feel like they actually were, like, DC fans, actually.
Well, I'm a DC fan. I just...
No, I mean, like, the movie fan. Like, they're fans
Oh.
of the movies. And because they never laughed. They were just, like, sitting there enjoying it. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, I should probably be quiet because we were laughing so hard. The whole theater was laughing, though, honestly. The whole theater reacted the same way we
Yeah.
did. So I'm pretty sure this is, unanimous.
Basically what it is... Okay, we're going to do a little spoiler warning here because we just got it, so we got to say this scene. So, spoiler alert for, like, I don't know, like, probably going to be, like, 40 seconds or something like that. Okay, so, in this scene, William Dafoe is training Arthur. He's about, what, like 17, something like that. He's training him to use his mother's trident because his mother left him in the beginning of the film. And now Arthur is like, when am I gonna meet my mom, bro? The guy that, I mean, it was like a Point Break character. Like, it was the most stereotypical guy who surfs like all day, dude.
He's like a suburban teenager.
Yeah,
which is
with
weird.
like long, like wavy surfer hair.
Man, when am I gonna meet my mom, dude? Come on.
And he's like training.
And then Willem Dafoe's like,
She's dead.
She's sorry. She was sacrificed. He's like, wait. He says, okay, this is what Willem Dafoe says. Literally, he goes, your mother, you have a half brother, and he was angry with the fact that your mother had you with a human, so your half brother sacrificed her to the trenches. And this is Aquaman's response. Wait, so you mean she's dead? And Willem Dafoe's like, yes. And he's like, wait, so she's gone? Willem Dafoe's like, dude, what the fuck did I just say twice? And the best part is Aquaman's face. He's like this close to the camera. He's like, what? What? She's gone? Huh?
Where are you?
And he has like long hair too. So
I'm dying just thinking about it. You got go to watch this movie just for that scene,
In 3D.
please. In 3D, we watched in 3D. Please watch it in 3D and just watch this scene only, and then just walk out afterwards. I think film critically wise, this is probably like a 2 out of 10 or whatever. But
Yeah.
we were just so entertained by this. I mean, I'm gonna have to give it a 5 out of 10 here.
5 out of 10.
It was
that's what I
just
think.
it was just so entertaining. I literally had tears rolling down my cheeks at points in this film because I was laughing so hard. If you guys go in here expecting something brilliant from DC at this point, I mean, okay, don't even bother. But if you just want to turn off your brain, enjoy a funny, well-directed film, go to this movie.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful shots, beautiful cinematography.
Yes, it had its fair share of Warner Brothers, Sony shots. You know,
Yeah,
it's
just normal,
generic, whatever.
yeah.
But it also had those James Wan moments that were brilliant.
Yeah, and great special effects throughout most of the movie.
Most of it.
Some of the things didn't go over well.
About half an hour, yeah.
And the action scenes were actually pretty good.
They were
And
great.
even funny at some points.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest point, the selling point of the movie to me is just how hilarious it is. And it actually tries to be funny and it works sometimes.
Yeah, I think most of the dialogue jokes never landed for me. I think they maybe landed like one.
Yeah,
like
the
1 out of
one-liners
60.
never really.
Which, as I said before, was due to the dialogue. But, I mean, the sort of unintentional laughs you can get from this movie are just everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I know you're jealous of this, because I have it. I'm a true Aquaman fan. All you DC fanboys that don't have this, I'm a bigger DC fan than you. So, in your face.
Mara's boobs.